A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dina Khan from Geetham School of Business, Visakhapatnam, your host for today. I'm very delighted to take this chance to welcome student alumni faculty, staff, and leaders, President Shri Bharat, Registrar Gunasekharan, and Pro VC Campus Life Gautam Rao, Assistant Dean, GCGC Commander Gurumurthy Garu, to the Silver Jubilee Reunion for the batch of 1997.
To start off today's event, we have an invocatory item presented by Dr. Anitha Murthy, Assistant Professor, Fine and Performing Arts Department, GSHS Visakhapatnam. It's called Ganesha Stuti. This is an invocatory item followed by a Chol Kettu, which usually comes first in a Mohiniyattam repertoire. This item is in praise of Lord Ganesha, who shines like a crore suns together, who removes all the obstacles from our life and blesses us in all of our auspicious events. At the end part of this item, a stuti regarding Goddess Lakshmi is also included. The item is set in Rag Malika Adital. So I request all of you to put your hands together and invite Dr. Anitha Murthy Garu onto the stage.
Vakradunda Mahakayam Vakradunda Mahakayam Vakradunda Mahakayam Kodi Nirvignam Gurumedeva Nirvignam Gurumedeva Subhakareshu Sarvada Subhakareshu Sarvada Subhakareshu Sarvada Tiyatam Tidataka Tarigida 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 Tiyatam Gida Yeah. കിടതകതറിയിട ദേയതാം കിടതകതറിയിടതകതൈയതാം കിടതകതറിയിട ദേയതാം
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful performance. It was truly a beautiful way and graceful way to start off today's event. So, a hearty welcome to each and every one of you present here today. Today, I'm sure that many of you have gone back to campus, have had a little tour, had wondered about how exactly your life was back in this campus. So today is all about reminiscing your days here in this beautiful college. So, ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి, కాలేజ్ అన్నాక బోల్ చేస్తాం కదా, లైక్ చాలా చాలా క్రేజీ పనులు ఉంటాయి, అంతేగా?
What do you mean?
వెల్ ఒక అబ్బాయికి అమ్మాయి నచ్చితే క్లాస్ రూమ్లో అలా అలా నడుస్తూ ఇలా తొంగి 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 చూస్తూ ఉన్నదా లేదా, అనగా ఉందా లేదా అని చూస్తారు కదా.
ఓ ఇలా వచ్చావా నువ్వు? అంటే ఇలా డోర్ కొడుతున్నప్పుడల్లా క్లాస్ లో ఫ్రెండ్స్ తో పాటు బయటికి వెళ్ళి బంగ్ కొట్టడం, ఎంజాయ్ చేయడం.
ఎస్ యూర్ గెటింగ్ మై పాయింట్. క్లాస్ రూమ్లో ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తున్నప్పుడు ఫ్రెండ్స్ చూపించకపోతే చూపిరా ఒకసారి చూపిరా, ప్లీజ్ రా ప్లీజ్ రా ప్లీజ్ పాస్ అయిపోతే చాలు బాబు అన్నట్టు ఉంటాం.
తప్పు లేదులే, ఇలాంటివి చాలా చేశాం కదా.
ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఇవే కదా గుర్తుంటాయి, ఇవే మెమరీస్. So why not call upon our beautiful Faces Club from Kalakriti to get us back into how exactly we used to spend those beautiful days. So please give it up for them.
హలో, చెప్పు. ఇంటి రీయూనియనా? ఎక్కడా? మన కాలేజ్లో? మన వాళ్ళంతా వస్తున్నారా? వస్తాను.
ఎక్కడికి?
క్లాస్కి.
క్లాస్కి పోదాం. పద సినిమాకి వెళ్దాం.
ఏ సినిమా?
శివ.
ఏ థియేటర్?
జగదాంబారా. దా
మరి క్లాస్కి?
దా.
చిన్నదాని కళ్ళు పలికే ఊసులు అందాలని పల్లవించి ఆలపించే పాటలు
మీ ఓడి పాట కదరా, మా ఓడి పాట టాప్ లేచిపోయేది.
మా వాడు పాటలు గొప్ప.
ఏంట్రా గొప్ప?
ఏంటి
ఏంట్రా?
ఏంటి
Well, that was indeed an amazing performance by Faces Kalakriti. I mean, you definitely brought all the happy days vibes here. Thank you guys. Moving on. Allow me to take this chance to introduce our very own president, Shri Bharat Garu, who hardly needs an introduction at this moment because he's so well known and recognized. We are honored to have you here, sir, and we request that you please come onto the stage to address the alumni. Check.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Can I get the MBA alumni or business school alumni to raise their hands? Okay. And are those students in the back or alumni? Students, okay. And the engineering alumni? It was a very good performance by the Faces Club. Faces Club, is that what it is? I'm not as old as the alumni here, but it took me a few years back also. So I don't have a long speech today. I'm glad that you all are here. I want this to be an interaction. So I'm here for the next 20-30 minutes, and I'm happy to take any questions or thoughts that you have about Geetam, about the future, about where we stand today. I think this is the first day, Naveen, or this is... Okay, great. So I'm used to giving a lot of speeches, so I'll refrain from doing that today. So I want the alumni here to come in with your thoughts, questions for Geetam. You're here, that means you value your time here, your relationships that you made. And now we are here to ask you, what is it that you are looking forward to in terms of being engaged with the institution, in terms of your aspirations for Geetam for the future? So the floor is open. Yeah. Can we get a mic there? Gentlemen, right.
Hi everyone. My name is Venu. I'm from BBM 97. I work for Visa. I think, Bharat, thank you for leading the legacy that Murthy Garu was created long back. So I think for us, this is definitely a great moment. My personal view is that when we passed out in 97, we didn't have these kind of job avenues, these kind of opportunities, industries. But today, the kind of alumni network that we are all there, right? We may not directly able to definitely create an employment in our respective companies, but we can create the path, right? My only request is that make best use of the alumni network that you have and reach out to us and invite us for doing maybe a guest lecture. At least like I've been working for 23 years in India now, and this is like with Visa about 8 years. This is the world's largest fintech. So if there is some session which can create a path for a BBM or MBA guys on at least what does it take to get to a company like a Visa or an IBM or Google or Facebook, right? Please count on us, and we are happy to at least help there.
Sure, thank you. I think on a lighter note, you and the youngsters should be speaking about how Visa is going to continue to remain in business and not get disrupted by these new age startups. So there's a lot of thoughts on the points that you've mentioned. How many of you were here for the homecoming event that we did in 2019? So maybe 30% of the total alumni. So the first step to engage is to know where the alumni are in terms of virtual communication modes and physically what they're doing. We currently have, I think, close to 60,000 alumni. And Naveen, how many alumni data do we have today? Maybe 10,000, including the past data, 15,000. So I think the first area where we should be better is getting the data of where the alumni are. So that's something that we ask all of you to help us with. If you ask me what is the first thing that I would like, it's that. Within your, I mean, you are about maybe 70, 65 people here. But at the time that you graduated, I'm assuming it was 300 students. So where are the rest of your classmates? I think that's the first step. And then your juniors, your seniors. If we can map that, that will be first action point. The second is that I'm a believer in mutually beneficial and sustainable relationships. So it's not that we want a job or we want something. It's possible that Geetam has in the past reached out to some of you to help us in that regard. But we want this to be a symbiotic relationship where alumni are also benefiting from being connected, whether it be for nostalgia, emotion, but also for learning, using the networks of Geetam, keeping yourself abreast with the latest developments in your field, because we want to be a knowledge center, not necessarily be a person that has educated you and then say that we're done. No, we don't want to do that. So to do that requires a lot of foundational work. We did begin with the homecoming, and then the pandemic was a huge disruptor, and we lost our way a little bit. Now we're trying to get it back on track. This 25th reunion is a good step in that direction. I think once we have the data, once we have the platform ready, once we have some system in place of alumni events, instead of this being like a one-off, what Naveen and the team are working on is creating structure. That after your first year of graduation, will there be a reunion? And then after that, after how many years? For example, at Stanford, where I went to, after the first year, every 5 years, there's a reunion event that happens on campus. So creating that structure is also something that we are thinking about. And the business school is small. Stanford has about 400 students graduating every year, but Geetam has thousands. Today, we graduated 6,000 students this past year. So that's a much, much bigger animal to deal with. And we may not be able to do it at the university level. We may have to do it campus, institution specific. So those are modalities that we're still working out in terms of logistics. So once we get this hygiene and engagement on board, the next step is what you're saying. There are different ways. We're thinking about it in many different ways. We have alumni involved in governance of the university. So if we begin today, hopefully in 1 or 2 years from now, we should have an alumni board. And different stakeholders from different years, different campuses are involved in the future of what Geetam is going to be. And also, there will be that skin in the game from alumni also for the future. That's one idea that we have to work on. The other is that there are recognition for alumni who have gone out there and done things that are inspirational in many different ways. It may be in business, it may be in social service, it may be in education. So that's another thing that we want to bring, recognizing our alumni for the kind of work that they're doing. The other is inviting you to come and engage with us, to teach, to take a lecture, to help us recruit, help expand our networks. So those are other things that so these are all ideas that are in place, but without the foundation, none of this can be done. So that's something that we are working on. Your feedback is well received. We will work on them. Other inputs, questions? Alumni?
Hi, this is Anup Chaurasia here. In fact, I passed out MBA into
You can sit and talk. Please feel comfortable.
97.
Yeah.
So basically, Geetam is a well-known name in Andhra Pradesh, I mean combined Andhra Pradesh. But still, this has not got the recognition the way it wanted to have from the north side, or maybe from across India. So the kind of infrastructure Geetam is having today and the way it has evolved over the last 40 years, I think this needs a better expansion and better engagement as a Cosmo university. So what is your plan to make it a bigger university for the entire India rather than for the Andhra Pradesh only?
Right. So you said Cosmo. We have many of our senior faculty here. I don't know if they approved back then or in the recent past, boy and girl talking to each other. And I think that's what the Faces Club also tried to show to us. So one part of being cosmopolitan is being accepting of diverse thoughts, accepting of engaging with diverse stakeholders. Even to this day, I find challenge with many of our senior faculty members saying that boys and girls shouldn't be talking to each other, right? So I can't be a cosmopolitan, nationally recognized university if I'm still as conservative as I am today. So those are things that we are working on changing. What we say, and maybe these faculty members, what I heard, at least at the time that you were there, because Shekhar, our admissions head, also studied business around the same time. And he says that Geetam was far more liberal than than it is now. So I don't know where we lost our way. So we will bring that kind of a thing back. But I think my personal mindset has been, I have not been very bullish or ambitious about being a national or international brand, because without the foundation being set, there's no need to go out. In fact, let's look at it this way. It's good that we haven't become a nationally recognized university, because when I do go out there and say something, I can be authentic. Today, Andhra Pradesh is the largest exporter of Andhra Telangana of student talent in the country, both nationally and internationally. Hyderabad is the largest exporter of students to US, Canada, etc. So what's happened with Indian universities is that everyone has gotten into the system of Telugulo saying undi kada, veya abaddalu cheppi oka pellanna cheyandi ani. So colleges kuda ade paatistunaru. What they're doing is they're willing to tell any lie, 100% placement, best university in Andhra, Telangana, so on and so forth, to get the student in and then figure out what to do after that. So a lot of them have been doing this, private universities in different parts of the country, and this has become a culture. So for us, we haven't had to lie nationally. If anything, we have lied locally. So our reputation is not damaged beyond the state. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's a good place to be. So when I do go out and I say something, I want the brand to be very strong. So I'm not that much in a hurry to expand nationally today. But having said that, we do have institutions within Geetam that are very diverse. We have our medical college where... What's that, Ashish? Yeah. So we have our medical college, we have this year, more than 50% of the undergraduate intake is non-local, as in they are not from Andhra or Telangana. And this is through central counseling. So this is a good sign. Students are choosing to come to us even though we haven't done marketing anywhere in the country. We have a school of public policy in Hyderabad where it's a small program, it's a niche program, but last year we admitted from 19 states. This year we admitted from 14 states and one other country. So there are institutions within Geetam that are able to attract really high quality, diverse students. But I'm not bullish that everything should work like that. And I believe in organic growth. I don't believe in a lot of commercial over-the-top advertising. So we've actually stopped doing admissions-related advertisements in newspapers since the last 2 years. And we hope to continue in that path. If you look at most premier universities in the world, they don't do that. I mean, I cringe when I see Amity ads on IPL and all of that. So I don't want Geetam to be that kind of an organization. So it's slower, it's harder. And the best thing for us to do is to take care of our internal customers, and if they are happy, they will refer. See, right now we already have students from 26, 27 states. If they go back to their home state and they say that this is a good college, you should go, that is the biggest endorsement that Geetam can get, much more than any newspaper advertisement. But the challenges to that, again, is, like I said, the culture, which is one thing we need to work on. The other is even food. We were largely South Indian food, right? So we were only serving Telugu food. And if you come from a place where you don't eat rice or don't eat too much spice, then this is not a place where you feel welcome. Or even the way we celebrate holidays. Most of our holidays are local. So we'll celebrate Sankranti and something else, and we may not celebrate something that's important in Punjab or Kashmir or the Northeast. So we have brought in a flexibility to our holiday schedule also. So we're being sensitive to all of these things, to gender, to region, to language, to food preferences. And when we have these things resolved, I think becoming a cosmopolitan university is not very challenging. In terms of faculty, last year we received about 7,000 or 8,000 applications, and we got it from all over the country. We didn't get applications only from Andhra and Telangana. And most of our recruitment also is largely dependent on their intellectual capacity, and I would say maybe 50% is Telugu and 50% is non-Telugu. So which is again a good thing, right? Faculty members shouldn't be speaking Telugu. I don't know how many of you taught speaking Telugu in the classroom, but that is frowned upon today. We still have some faculty member who do that, who do speak in Telugu in the classroom. And that makes certain people feel alienated in the classroom and don't feel that they can learn. So these are again things which are hygiene, which overnight we cannot expect people to change. But it's a symbiotic thing. As students understand less and less of what you're saying if you don't speak in English, the faculty also are forced to adapt. Students also feel more comfortable. So this is a journey. But I hope I have answered your question. Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, alumni ki amma. Nuga ni tarad తీసుకుందాం. అక్కడ over there in the back.
Hi, this is Vijay here, and I got graduated in '97 from the engineering college. Just to add to what the gentleman was talking and to your point, so I work in Chennai, and a good part of my professional life was in Chennai. So two things that I have observed. There are a lot of my professional friends who talk about Geetham, because there are few folks who work, they were graduated from Geetham. One thing that they tell is the quality of the people that they get. They feel quite happy about the quality. But the question that they ask is, where is this? Like, we don't really get to hear about it. So a point about not really publicizing it, but I think we may need to reach out to the other states, at least the down south, because they feel good about the quality of students that join them. The second point is about there are a lot of these organizations who are starting +2 followed by engineering and all that. Maybe that is a space that we should explore, given the fact that...
Can you repeat this last part, Andy? What is it?
So, like the HCLs, they start this after the 10th, they take care of the +2 and the engineering, right? So that is a space that you can probably start looking at, because that is how you can nurture the talent quite early in the game. And given that there's a good reputation of Geetham and the quality of talent that it is producing, so this is an area that we can start exploring in the future.
Yeah, right. So I'll take your second question first, or second feedback. To educate students in 11th and 12th requires a different approach. So again, to build an educational institution that does that kind of education is a challenge. So are we ready to take on that challenge? At this point, I would say no, but I can't rule it out for the future. I would agree though that academically speaking, intellectually speaking, I would much prefer a 10th class graduate to come to Geetham than a 12th class graduate to come. But Indian law doesn't allow me to take people into college after 10th class is completed. Because the 2 years of rote memorization and being in very intense environments, there's test prep institutions in Andhra called Sri Chaitanya, Narayana, and then there's Akash, and there's other such institutions in the country. They are killing creativity and killing the productivity of many students. Some are doing well in that, many are not. So yes, we would prefer if we can take directly from 10th class, the students' minds are less spoiled. But I don't see that as a provision that the law allows. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely it's a better opportunity, but it's a different cup of tea. Regulation in 11th and 12th is different. See, for example, I'm a deemed university, and I have not been asked to reduce my fees, right? For the last 3.5 years, because I belong to TDP, there is this political animosity also. Because I'm a deemed university, Geetham has been protected from any regulatory changes. But if you look at private universities enacted by Andhra law or by affiliated colleges, which is what Geetham was when you studied here, what's happened in affiliated colleges in Andhra today is earlier the fee range was 35,000 to almost 1.8 lakhs. Now the fee range is 38,000 to 75,000 or 80,000. So there are many institutions where the fees was 1 lakh until 2019, and then it has now cut down to 50,000. Arbitrarily, there's no logic. And these institutions are all struggling to survive. The reason I'm saying that is, 11th and 12th is also, the fee is regulated by the state government. So if I want to do it the way I want to do it, and there was a GO that the government of Andhra Pradesh also passed for school and intermediate education, where they said the fees should range between 15 to 25,000 per student. It's impossible for me to operate. It's a different matter that the court struck down that order, but I can't keep going to court to deal with this government. So given that background, we don't want to enter into a regulatory environment where we will face a challenge. So that's a very high-risk thing which I don't want Geetham to get into. Had this been a more harmonious environment, it's a different matter. Maybe we would have looked at it differently. In terms of building the brand, I mean, absolutely point noted, we will do it, but we are not in a hurry. Again, time and again, I must emphasize that, because there are a lot more things that we need to do to get our house in order before we go out there and say that we exist. And sometimes raising expectations is a double-edged sword. I've found that when you get people with high expectations, they're very difficult to manage. It's better to have under-promise and over-deliver rather than over-promise, and even if you do 5% less, people are unhappy. So we live in that kind of an environment. So I would rather not focus on that. Steady growth, slow and steady growth is much better. Yeah. Thank you. Any other points, questions? Yeah. This is your time and day. So I request you all to please lean in. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Parmesh, and I work for LinkedIn. I live in California. I came here for a visit. LinkedIn is an excellent platform for these kind of networks, alumni networks, especially job, professional, those kind of things. I want to know what your plans are to leverage LinkedIn network to keep in touch with folks. You also get the information as to what they're doing professionally. And also, you can also use that platform to take feedback from them, work with them. So I want to know if you have any plan for that.
Yeah, we already do. I think Mr. Gurmurthy here can articulate more. He heads our career services. I think we now have LinkedIn Premium access to all our students. Yeah, and we have thousands of our students already using LinkedIn Premium as we speak today. So they have access to a lot of the opportunities that exist. In fact, our LinkedIn page, if you look at the engagement, we started with near zero or very low numbers 3-4 years ago. Now we have 93,000 followers on our LinkedIn page, which is one of the highest across all of our other social media platforms. And engagement is also good on LinkedIn for us as a platform for Geetam, compared to maybe Facebook, which is almost like dead. So in many ways, we see a lot of value in LinkedIn, and we are leveraging that. Our own faculty, all of them are not on LinkedIn yet, right? And they're not leveraging the opportunities that are there on that. We are trying to do that. We're trying to create that visibility. But I think it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm part of it, but I haven't seen a whole lot of activity. So
yeah. So again, LinkedIn also is a place where you want to engage people cerebrally or emotionally. You should have content to be able to do that. So again, their hygiene is people are joining it, people are updating their pages, people are putting information, people are using it to find opportunities, apply for jobs. So those things are already happening. I think we'll keep building on that. To be a thought leader will take time, but we are confident that we'll get there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Who else? Any female alumni? Did you have any female classmates? Was the skit even relevant? You can take the mic.
Sorry. I'm saying at least road shows can happen in metros and bring alumni together. Might help to build.
Yeah, I think any such feedback, I think please give it to Naveen, because absolutely. I mean,
I remember for us about 10 years back, we had one alumni meet in Bangalore, and it was super success because we all kind of connected internally and said, you know, this is an opportunity for us. And just before the Bangalore campus was going live, right? Periodically, if that can happen, right, it will help us to connect with the campus and contribute now.
Sure, and I think, Naveen, that's good feedback. Sure. Absolutely. I think wherever we have major hubs, again, this is reliant on us having the data for us to prioritize. Sure. If we have that data of 60,000 alumni on our portal, then we know where we have concentrations of faculty or of alumni. Then we can choose where we want to prioritize our roadshows.
Yeah. Similar to your Stanford, right? Like I did my EPGP from IIM Bangalore. Yeah. We have chapters of Hyderabad, Chennai, Mumbai, SF. Similarly, we can create chapters and we can take lead on some of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're happy to support.
See, if I know that these 3 or these 5 places are my best places to start with, then I will prioritize my energy on those 5 places. If I don't know that, then it's like shooting in the dark. I'll hold an event and I'll hope, pray to God that it will do well. I don't want that to happen.
Sure. That's where, we'll help.
Yeah, sure.
Commitment.
We'll take that.
Thanks.
Thank you. Are we done? No more questions, inputs? Yeah, sure. So I can speak a little bit about the challenges that we're facing, and maybe you can think about this critically and see how you can be involved with us. I think in the time that you went to Geetham, it was definitely a much more competitive place to get into, and the number of quality institutions in the state were much lesser. The number of institutions itself were much lesser. So when these institutions were much lesser, what it meant was it was a easier environment to navigate in. Faculty attrition was not very high, and students were more motivated when they came into higher education. People who came to college came with a desire to do well. So many of those parameters have shifted in the last 25 years. Today, see, when you went, I would assume that gross enrollment ratio for higher ed was maybe 5% or 4%, maybe lesser. Today, we're looking at almost 30% of people in India are going to college. In Andhra Pradesh, it's probably higher. We may be 35, 40%. So we are doing a lot of over-education, but under-qualification and under-skilling. So people have degrees, but they don't have the attitude, mindset to go actually be an engineer or a good manager. So this is a challenge that's there in the macro environment. So what this means is the number of students that we admit, the motivation levels that they have is much, much lesser. Maybe the students here are some of the more motivated ones we have compared to the larger pool of students that we have. Second is that they live a ultra-competitive environment. So the role models that they see are not good role models. I mean, you see the newspapers, every time it's the first rank, 10th rank, 100th rank, but there's no celebration of diversity, there's no celebration of doing different things in life. So a byproduct of that symptom is that in engineering, for example, everyone wants to study only computer science. Nobody wants to study civil or mechanical or electrical. And we struggle to admit even one full section in any of these core branches versus computer science, where we have hundreds and thousands of students joining. So this is a very unhealthy environment. In terms of faculty, I think it's a reflection of society that there is a dilution of quality, dilution of commitment. The kind of faculty members who these people were for you, in the same ratio, we do not have them today. We still have good people, but out of the grand scheme of things, out of 1,000 people, how many people are committed, good at what they do, will probably not even be 30-40%. So this is not a Geetham problem. This is a education problem. And because when suddenly institutions came, a lot of people looked at education as a way of employment, and they've just come in without any commitment towards learning or teaching or doing research or things like that. So that is another challenge that we face. So in this environment, how do we excel? How do we create an institution that not only does well for itself, for its faculty, for its students, but also inspires others to do good work? And we live in a world, like I said earlier, that where shortcuts are being propagated as the right way of doing things. So it's very tempting for any institution to fall into that trap. If you look at our NIRF rankings this year, we fell down from 67 to 92 in the national university rankings. There's no fundamental difference in the way we have been working in the last 4 years. I only feel that we've done better this year than we did last year. But rankings speak a different language. There are many institutions who are ranked better than me, but I know that their culture is much worse than what it is in Geetham. So I think there is a tendency, and many of you who are working in publicly listed entities understand the desire to chase quarterly results. We are not driven by that. We understand that there are serious challenges in society, in values, in culture, in the way people think. And we want to get to the root of that and change it. And I think that will happen through good leadership, vision, practicing a strong set of values, and convincing a system that is thinking otherwise. See, the problem today is people are neutral. I tell them something, they'll listen or they will accept. But people are already jaded. They're already negative. So for me to bring them to zero itself is very, very hard. I say something like this today, many of our faculty members are here. They'll go out in 1 hour, they'll forget everything. Because their department, the politics are different. The communication is different. So everybody is working knowingly or unknowingly against the good of the system. It's human nature, ego. If your colleague is getting more money than you, you're more jealous about that than the work that you are doing. If somebody gets a promotion, more than thinking why that person deserved it or not, you'll be unhappy that you didn't get a promotion. So human values are the ones that are at challenge here. And to overcome these challenges, you require strong, decisive leadership that is accepting of diversity, that is accepting of different kinds of things. So there are different kinds of performers. There are some good teachers, some good researchers. So that is the challenge that we're struggling with, finding good leadership talent, finding good faculty, and it's a constant pursuit to work on them. And also, I think younger faculty don't have the same mindset that maybe many of these faculty members here had, kind of commitment to teaching, commitment to the institution, loyalty, not there in many of the younger faculty today. So that also is a challenge that we work on. So basically, in effect, what I'm saying is that there is no easy solution, and we are swimming against the tide. Unfortunately, in India, many institutions are struggling. Few have the freedom or environment where they have the courage to act. Because of us being a deemed university, we have relatively more stability, and we're able to do more long-term planning and long-term operations. And we are confident that with the kind of work that we have done and are doing, in the next few years, Geetham will be much better off. And see, the way I would look at it is like a hockey stick growth. And I think that's the phase that we are in, the phase where we're actually doing a lot of work, but the results may not show for the next 2, 3, 4 years. And I'm not in a hurry. And when we get those things right, there's no stopping us. Right now, there's a lot of people who are trying to stop us, internally and outside. So facing that is the big challenge. Because we take 2 steps forward and then things pull us 1 step back. And this is a constant pursuit. And there are many different, our wall is broken. I don't know how many of you have seen that coming into the campus, but this is just one example. I'm not saying that that's a problem. But we live in an environment where it's not that we are growing because of anybody, it's in spite of anybody. It's in spite of the culture and society, in spite of the way the government views us, in spite of the way the regulators views us, we are trying to swim against the tide and do well. Because we have good people, we have a good foundation that was laid for Geetham by our predecessors, Dr. Murthy. We have good alumni. I think we are much more privileged than many other institutions. And we'd like to use that to really leapfrog into the next level. So these are my thoughts that I wanted to share with you. Thank you. Thank you for your patient listening.
Thank you, sir. It was also really very wonderful to hear from the alumni. But I would also like to request the alumni if they would like to share anything about the reunion that has happened today. If you would like to please come up onto the stage, or if there's anyone who wants to share their feelings for today. Okay, well, thank you. Okay. Sure, sir. Oh, yeah, sure.
Hi, this is Naveen. I'm a graduate of EC 93-97 batch. I just want to tell one thing. I got admission to Andhra University and I got admission to Geetham, but I selected Geetham. So initially I thought why not I didn't opt for a government-based Andhra University. But somehow it was my personal decision that I've taken. I've done my ECE. I would say just because of Geetham, the kind of atmosphere Geetham has provided and the kind of people, like my colleagues, because of them, I got inspired. So I was not a topper, but I was in the top 5th in my class. I would like to thank Geetham. It has inspired me for further studies. I went to US for 20 years and then I'm back to India. Not only that, now it has given me some moral values, like how to be a good person in the city, in the country. So I would never make, I always think what decision I made of getting admission into Geetham is like a good thing that I've done in my career. So I would like to thank Geetam.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vikas. I'm from the 97 my MBA batch. So I would say that coming to Geetam was the best thing I did. I am from Hyderabad. So initially the beaches, the wonderful nature, that blew my mind from a concrete jungle to such open space. But as you say, the Wonder Years, there should be a serial called Wonder Years, long years back. But studying in Geetam was like a wonder years for me. And the kind of friends and the kind of learning I had, the confidence levels I developed here, it has taken me places. And so that is, I just wanted, as the other person told, it's a big thank you from my side. And I'm also very happy with the kind of infrastructure which has developed, because I have come here after 25 years. So it's completely changed, and the kind of infra, it's really, it is developing towards a world class, but yes, it's one of the kind of institution which is there. So a big thank you to everyone.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Ram Krishna. I've graduated from BBM 93-97. So 94-97. And I will be attending one more reunion in next 2 years if they invite me for, as I have done my master's in international business from Geetam itself. And today we find a concrete jungle, but those days were real awesome days because we had only 2 buildings with a lot of greenery. We had good amount of time spending chit-chatting in the trees. And also, we had a lot of experience in facing police also while during ragging times. And but yes, end of the day, we had the opportunity to have a good, strong foundation, both in graduation and masters. This helped us in our career development. In last 25 years, I was just other day counting, it's been 25 years we have passed out of Geetam. So this has brought and developed our career, our future. And it's good that we are all meeting here and thanking everybody, the faculty. We recall Dr. Ashok Garu and Sheila, who are still here since those days. And Dr. Ashok has never changed. He's still the same young, dynamic professor now. Thank you very much.
So there's someone in the back.
Hello everyone. I'm Harish Babu. I'm from a special batch you can call by 3 batch it is. I'm 94-97 graduate of electrical engineering. So at the time, we used to have only Geetam College as a college which offers by 3, both for Andhra as well as Telangana now. So it is a special occasion that I have completed 25 years here. After 25 years, I'm coming here, and I require, I cannot forget the time spent by me at Geetam, because of many things what other of my friends have already said. So I cannot add a special occasion, but it's wonderful that I have again come back after 25 years. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. That was really sweet. So we now have the facilitation to the faculty by the batch of 1997. First, we have the teaching faculty for engineering. I would request the names that I call out, please come onto the stage. The faculty and the non-teaching staff will be facilitated by the batch of 1997 alumni. First, I would like to call upon Dr. Bodepuri Sandhya.
I have a very beautiful, cherished memories of being here for 37 years as head of the Department of English. I headed the department single-handedly. And when I see all these boys, I call them boys, they are grown up, but very prosperous and doing very well in their careers and their life. I'm very happy, I'm blessed. I don't know how much I've contributed to their growth, but I take the pride of being their teacher, because that is what we teachers get after seeing those students. Yes, as Bharat was saying, yes, we were committed, very committed teachers then. We were first 5 appointed at the beginning, at the inception, and we were all very enthusiastic, energetic, and committed to do something to our college, because that has given us our bread that time. We started our careers with Geetam, and we grew with it, along with it. All our youth, all our life was spent here. Professor Gopal Krishna, myself, Innaya Garu, Acharya Garu, and few others, Ramnathan Garu. We were the first 5 members. Later, subsequently, all of them joined. But we really spent most of our time in Geetam. We did not have much of our family life then. I become very emotional when speaking now, because our youth, I joined at 21 years, until 60 I was here. And many of my cousins used to tease me. ఎందుకు అంత కష్టపడతావు నీకేమైనా మెడల్స్ వేస్తారా గీతం వాళ్ళని that itself, my students are my medals. We are happy with that. They don't have to give. Now someone don't have to give us anything. My students are my medals, because they are doing very well. And now they tell us that we are here because of Geetam. Geetam means teachers, isn't it? Right. We take pride for that. Thank you.
Professor P. Inay. Professor KVGD Balaji. Venkat Nageshwar Rao Padmanam. Dr. Mareswar Rao. Professor P. Veerabhadra Rao. Narayan Rao Garu.
like you feel proud to be a Geethamite. I also feel proud to be a faculty of a Geetham. I have joined in Geetham in '85. That is when this campus started. Only 5 రేకుల షెడ్లు అంతే, ఇంకేం లేదు. So I have joined, like Madam Garu, Sanjay Garu told, I have joined here at the age of 23 and I retired in last November 60. I have completed 36.5 years service. So like you, wherever I go, I have only 2 colleges, my study college Andhra University and my working college Geetham, no other college. Now I am Andhra University Vice Chancellor gave me an opportunity to work as an adjunct professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering. Now I am doing. So I have completed 1 year there. Still I will complete 4 years. Up to 65, he gave me to work as an adjunct professor. Now I am in Andhra University. Thank you, one and all.
Professor Chandulal.
సభా సరస్వతికి నమస్కారం. ప్రపంచంలో ఒకే సమయంలో ఒకే ప్రాంతంలో గురువు ఒక్కడే ఉంటాడు. ఆయన్నే జగద్గురువు అంటారు. ఈరోజు మనందరం మర్చిపోయినా కానీ 5000 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఈ భూమి మీద నడయాడిన జగద్గురువు శ్రీకృష్ణ భగవాన్ని ఒకసారి స్మరించుకొని ఆయన జన్మదిన శుభాకాంక్షలు అందరికీ తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. మనలో విద్యా విధానంలో ఉన్న లోపం ఏంటంటే ఉండటానికి 30,000 విశ్వవిద్యాలయాలు ఉన్నాయి రమారమి ప్రపంచం మొత్తం కలిపి. ఏ ఒక్కటి విశ్వవిద్యాలయం కాదు. మరి ఇక్కడ ప్రొఫెసర్లు ఏం చేస్తున్నారో దాని పాలకులు ఏం చేస్తున్నారో నాకైతే తెలియదు, కానీ 30,000 విశ్వవిద్యాలయాలు ఏ ఒక్కటి విశ్వవిద్యాలయంగా క్వాలిఫై కాలేదు. ఎందుకంటే విశ్వవిద్యాలయం అంటే 100కి 100 పైసల జ్ఞానం ఉండాలి. ఈ విశ్వవిద్యాలయాల్లో 25 పైసలు మాత్రమే జ్ఞానం ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే మనకున్నవి 6 శాస్త్రాలు అయితే అన్ని విశ్వవిద్యాలయాలు 4 శాస్త్రాలు మాత్రమే బోధిస్తున్నాయి. 6 శాస్త్రాలను ఎక్కడా బోధించట్లేదు. 6 శాస్త్రాలను బోధిస్తేనే అది విశ్వవిద్యాలయం అయిపోయి 100కి 100 పైసల జ్ఞానం ఉంటుంది. 2030 నాటికి గీతం ఆ స్థాయికి అందుకోవాలని ప్రపంచంలో మొదటి 5 విశ్వవిద్యాలయాలు ఒక విశ్వవిద్యాలయంగా ఉండాలని విశ్వ విజ్ఞాన వినోద విహార మానవ కళ్యాణ గీతం మహావిద్యాలయానికి మీరందరూ కృషి చేస్తారని ఆకాంక్షిస్తూ నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన మీ అందరికీ హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటూ సెలవు తీసుకుంటున్నాను.
ప్రొఫెసర్ వీరభద్రం.
Good evening. First of all, I'm very thankful to Dr. M.S. Murthy garu, who started this institute, and because of that, lot of graduates grown up from the Geetham. And I'm very happy that today is my student, Dr. Mukund is head of department civil. From him, I'm taking the bouquet. It's a great pleasure and honor. And some of my teachers are here, like G.J.K. Garu and others, under them we guided. I'm the first batch student of Geetham and got opportunity by Dr. M.S. Murthy garu as a faculty member, joined as a assistant professor and became professor and also dean, director of student affairs. I worked. So I'm very thankful to our present President Bharat Garu for giving his cooperation during their days of the dean. And I'm very happy that I've seen my students who are growing like anything. And that's what we feel in this teaching community, as a teacher. We feel that today our students are growing well and they have to grow well and again help the Geetam in a better way. Thank you very much.
Professor Ananda Rao.
చెప్పండి సార్ పర్లేదు నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు కాదు స్టూడెంట్స్ వాళ్ళు మీలా కావాలని ప్లస్ చేయండి సార్ అలాగే ఇప్పుడు అయిపోయాయి
Professor Gopal Krishna.
Respected President Sri Bharat and other dignitaries, my colleagues, my student friends, I had right in front of me 3 colleagues and my students, 80-84, 2 students, 84-88, another student, and maybe some other students also, several other students in the gallery. Now there are 3, past, present, future. I want to stress on past. I started my career since the day of inception of Geetam Society. I remember the puja conducted in the Chinnavalter campus on 30th January 1981. And the entire governing body, except the founder president, Ambassador N.V. Rao, all others are present. Founder Secretary Sri M.V.S. Murthy Garu, Founder Vice President Sri J.S. Krishnamurthy Garu, another Vice President Sri Idbugan Satyanarayan Garu, Treasurer Sri V. Sitaramaya Garu, the then Treasurer. They were, and then V. Ramaswamy, we just neighbor to M.V.S. Murthy Garu, and M.V. Subbarao Garu, Venkatramaya Garu, K. Satyanarayan Garu, all the members were present. Still I remember that puja karyakramam. One of the vice presidents, C. Satyanarayan Garu, everybody is reluctant to sit on the in front of the idols, and everybody insisted Sri Murthy Garu to sit on there. But Murthy Garu and Krishnamurthy Garu dragged Sri Satyanarayan Garu to the seat, and they kept him on the dais, and the puja was conducted. So I started my career on that day. Only 3 of us joined on that day. Even though 6 or 7 were given orders, 3 of us joined on that day. Unfortunately, one of our colleagues, Sri Acharya Garu, who has taken the first class in the Geetam campus, mathematics class, to our Geetam students, he is succumbed to COVID, and it is very unfortunate. I want all of you, all of us, to pay or to pay tribute to him by keeping 1 minute or half minute silence, please. Okay, thank you. See, coming to the working conditions in the beginning, this campus was a jungle. That, about 70 acres were allotted by C.S. Rao, the then collector, who is son-in-law of Professor B.S. Murthy. Professor B.S. Murthy was the teacher for Sri M.V.S. Murthy garu. C.S. Rao was his son-in-law. He allotted 70 acres here. And local people have created some obstructions to get it occupied. They went to court. One Karnam has made all the mesh, and it was in the court for some time, so about 3 or 4 years. So after 1 year, or after 2 years, so this court will not decide anything. Then, fortunately, adjacent to the same 70 acres, 28 acres was purchased outright by the society. Society was registered in 1980, and society was guided by Sri Shivaji Rao Garu in the educational aspects. Other aspects, of course, all people are very eminent. Of course, they thought, they are also eminent in education, but they thought they know little, and they have taken the guidance of Shivaji Rao Garu. They requested Professor T. Shivaji Rao, who is also no more, to be principal of the engineering college. And he suggested Professor M.S. Raju to be the principal of this college. Professor M.S. Raju taken charge, and in the beginning were 8 staff members, 200 students. 8 staff members, 200 students, and the semicircular sheds were erected in Chennavalter campus within 15 to 20 days. And in those sheds, we got classes, we got laboratories, and apart from that, some other sheds were erected in the same campus, and which was sufficient for 2 years. After 2 years, we were rushed here to occupy the 28 acres. Then they thought, to build a concrete structure, it takes too much time. Too much time. Third batch is entering. We don't have time. They have erected about 16 to 17 sheds in a row in those 28 acres of land. And after that, 3 years is over. In the meanwhile, N.T. Ramarao Garu became the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, combined Andhra Pradesh, and he banned the capitation fees. So funds were little, and hereafter no more funds are coming. So they thought at that time it is kept like that, and the college was run, and after another 4 or 5 years, of course, another 2 years, a management college building was built, and the management college was not given to engineering, even though engineering college was premier institution in the Getam. And at that time, the same Professor Gangadhar Rao Garu came as affiliation committee chairman, and he said, without concrete structure, without permanent building, we don't grant permanent affiliation. Then Murthy Garu said, okay, you take it for the MBA college, management college. That was given to management college. Again, engineering college in the same old sheds. We are having hostels, and hostel also partially shed. We used to get snakes also to the hostel. I have made, as a warden, I arranged for digging a snake pit around the hostel to avoid the snakes to the bathrooms and rooms of the hostel, old hostel, sheds. Those are the conditions in those days. Now, there is no comparison between those conditions and the present day condition. All the contribution is 99.9% was by Sri M.V.S. Murthy Garu, who is the founder secretary, and who is the backbone, and his contribution is the greatest in future also, even after 100 years also, his contribution will be the biggest. Nothing else can be contributed by anybody. I'm sorry, the Bharat Garu, don't take it otherwise. It cannot be more than this, I think. Of course, there may be So when I came back in 2012, I retired, and when I came back today, what my observation is, the improvement in the food facilities, canteens, or something like that. And no more building was constructed. All those buildings were constructed in his era only. So, of course, there may be little expansion academically. Some of the courses might be increased. Some of the faculty might be increased. Student amenities are increased within those buildings itself. So, So everything is in the campus, whatever we see during my 32 years of stay, and even after 10 years, or now or after 10 years, if I recollect, Geetam means Murthy garu. When most of the time in our service, about 100 faculty used to be there, this way, rightly this way, that way, 100 faculty in engineering college. And out of that 100 faculty, Sri M.V.S. Murthy garu remember at least 50 to 60 people by name. Even I don't know whether principal remembers our 60 people by name or not. That is the situation, that is the interest he had paid once after he coming back. We used to call, a trio is there. One is Sri Murthy garu, another is Sri Sitarama garu, Venkatarama garu. And so when we speak among ourselves, we call them as Trimurtulu. They are the creators. Everything is within by these three people only. Majority of the work is being done by Venkatarama garu, Murthy garu, Sitarama garu. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Professor Hariharan.
I can't speak like Professor Gopal Krishna Garu, but my association Geetam, that is 30 years I have completed. After 20 years of my service in Geetam, I have received Best Teacher Award also. Through Geetam, our Murthy Garu, the then president, he asked me on the stage itself, here itself, only here in this particular dais. Have you completed 20 years? Yes, sir. Nijanga? Yes, sir. I told this word. I still remember those days. I'm very happy with Geetam. Even today also I'm in service of Geetam. I'm very much thankful to you for giving me this opportunity. Some of the students, they might have remembered me or not. One of our students asked me about, in chemistry lab, we are used to treat the students like that. Not me. Our earlier professor, Professor G.V. Ramanathan, they did not remember his name, but they remember that in chemistry lab, the situations are very, very strict. Thank you very much for remembering us and then giving an opportunity to be blessed on this particular day. As our Chandula has already told, the birthday of the Jagat Guru, Lord Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Professor S. Baba.
Okay. I don't want to take much time of you. I studied in Geetam, 84-88 batch. And then I joined as lecturer in 88. After completing my BTech, immediately I joined. I was offered a lecturer post and I joined in the month of December 88. And I worked in Geetam till 2004. I think these are all our 6th or 7th batch students. Then I joined Andhra University as a professor. And then in 2009, I resigned from Andhra University. I joined industry, mobile technology, and then I am a freelancer, and also I do teach in one of the engineering colleges in Hyderabad. That's me. Thank you. Thank you.
For non-teaching faculty engineering, Sri Kishore Babu. Sri Bhaskar Raju. Sri Balasubramaniam. Teaching Faculty Management, Professor Sheila Paluri. Alumni of Management is MS Victor.
With the due respect to Sri Bharat Garu, one humble request to the alumni here is, Geetam provided you the platform. Today, you connect yourself with whatever you had exposed through all the facilities. It's not your responsibility to take the flagship of the university to greater heights. In whatever way you can support, the university would be of privilege. Thank you.
Professor Ashok Curry.
Thank you. Today is the Alumni's Day, so I'm not really going to speak about myself. But like Sandhya ma'am said, sometimes you look back, it's been 30 years now that I've been in this college. I joined here in 1992 and I've been teaching ever since. I've seen so many batches of students, and sometimes people do ask, what is it that you have done for 30 years? Sometimes I ask myself, what is it that I have done or achieved or earned, right? And like ma'am said, and I really loved what she said, is this: students are my validation. It's a student. For a teacher, I think there's nothing more satisfying than seeing you guys back here, seeing your success, seeing you with your families. And the strangest thing, not the strangest thing, obviously it's going to happen. In the last 4 or 5 years, children of my students are now becoming my students again. MBA students, 3 of them have joined who were my students. So that felt really, really good. So in a way, I would like to thank you for letting me teach you guys. And I would thank Geetam. Geetam has been my first job, and obviously it's going to be my last, right? Thank you.
Non-teaching faculty, Shri K. Vishweswar Rao. Shri K. Srinivas. D. Srinu. GIT is over. Yeah. No, there are more names. Yeah. All of them. All of them. Non-teaching faculty management, Mr. Sashidhar. Mr. Srinivasa Rao. Mr. T. Sasidhar. Mr. M. Trinad Rao.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Allah Suresh. Mr. B.V. Srinivasa Rao. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, faculty. Thank you, alumni. Can we have Das and Gyaneswar Rao also, please?
How are you?
Yeah, done. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We now have the felicitation to 5 alumni for their contributions to their alma mater. For this, I'd like to call upon our President, Registrar, Pro VC Campus Life, and Assistant Dean, GCGC. Everybody's here? Yeah, I got it. This Professor P. Trinatha Rao, batch of 1997, Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Yeah, good evening to all of you. This exercise, we have started 6 months back. I have initiated this one in the month of January to create a group, around 150 alumni. It took us 3 to 4 months to create this, and there were lots of ups and downs. People were, initially they were very much, energetic. Over a period of time, slowly the levels has decreased. But we have kept lot of efforts, and our only aim was, whatever the number, let them come. Let us initiate the Silver Jubilee. So I'm really blessed. Individually, I called all the teachers. I still remember. I called all the teachers personally and invited them. And it's a honor for all our batch to get blessed with so many senior teachers. The teachers are there from the starting of this batch, starting of the Geetam. And we were blessed to have such a good teachers. I just want to say two words about our batch. This was the batch, to get a seat in Geetam, you should be very meritorious. In 1993, you should be one of the meritorious in combined state of Andhra Pradesh. So we started our journey, and we had this free and payment seat in our batch. So before that, there was only one fee structure, but to our batch, I'm just connected with engineering, not much idea about the management. So we were the only batch where we had this free seat and payment seat. So I just joined in the free seat, and we had a very good teacher. We learned a lot. Then after that, I joined as an assistant professor, and today I'm a professor in the Department of ECE in Geetam itself. Half of my age, I have spent in Geetam. This is my 20th year of service in Geetam. 4 years as a student. Totally 24 years I have spent in Geetam, which is much more than my age, half of my age. So I owe a lot to Geetam, and I'm really blessed to study in this institution and to also serve as a faculty in this institution. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Dr. Seshendra Kumar, batch of 1997, Mechanical Engineering. Dr. Mukund Dangeti, batch of 1997, Civil Engineering.
Just to add Trinath's words, our batch is the last batch which wrote yearly exams. So we used to have only exams once a year. We used to write 14 subjects, but now it's semester system which started from our next batch. So lots of memories. Again, now I also moved out for 10 years, for 11 years in US, and again moved back in, and right now I'm serving as head of the Department of Civil Engineering here. Thank you.
Dr. T. Srinivasa Rao, batch of 1997, Computer Science Engineering.
I'm Dr. T. Srinivasa Rao, working here last 15 years as an associate professor. I worked as a deputy director in placements along with the Commander Gurmurthy also. I have strived to get the campus drives. I put a lot of efforts. I'm the initiator and first person to bring Fiat to introduce Geetam. I almost struggled for 6 months to bring that company under the supervision of Commander Gurmurthy. Almost I loved to HR. Okay, I written almost more than 500 mails to her. Okay, at last, that time Potrasgar is there as a registrar. She couldn't believe. Really, Fiat is coming to our university like that. Okay, that Fiat almost gone to only other IITs and other universities, but they never comes to at universities like deemed. They did not prefer. But I almost just like whenever I write a letter, like a love letter to HR. Okay, like that, they are very much impressed. I always tell to her, we have a meritorious students. Okay, that's why finally we succeeded. Anyhow, I'm working here as an associate in computer science, and my son is also recently joined computer science. I'm going to teach my son. Okay, I also learned classes from my Chandulal Garu professor. He is a dynamic teacher. He never seen textbook. All textbooks are there in his mind. Sir, I couldn't do like you, sir. I would not. And also PV Naisra is also. Thank you. Thank you for giving an opportunity.
Mr. Srinivas, batch of 1997, management, especially for his contribution during the pandemic. Mr. Srinivas Bikina. Contribution for the pandemic.
Srinivas is a 97 BPM batch. He has provided the oxygen during the COVID period. He has a production in oxygen cylinders. So he has done, very good work to supply the oxygen even to the gym, sir. So he's our alumni. We are very proud of him. And for last 2 years, he served, to this particular region, all the three, districts of North Coastal Andhra Pradesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Firstly, thank you, alumni, for taking the time to come back to your alma mater and giving us the opportunity to help you relive your memories. And we're hoping that you had a very great time in the first half of the day. There's still some cultural events after this. And I would like to take this occasion to thank our beloved President, Mr. M. Shri Bharat Garu, Pro VC Campus Life, Gautam Rao Garu, Registrar Gunashekaran Garu, Assistant Dean Gurumurthy Garu, and all the faculty that taught the batch of 1997. It takes a lot to take the time out of your busy schedules, especially during this long weekend when you want to really spend time with your family and loved ones. Taking the time to and showing that you really care about this batch speaks volumes about the love and affection you have for the batch. Thank you very much for taking the time coming all the way to the campus. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending good time with us today. The next is going to be a cultural performance by Kalakriti. I hope you all have a great time. Thank you.